Hey, hello everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Today I'll be finally breaking my silence when it comes to mobile JRPGs. I'll be discussing today why I don't like mobile gaming. I know a lot of you don't like it, hence why you're fans of this channel. And a lot of you play mobile gaming with respect. You're playing on your phones, emulators, or mobile Android games, exclusives, for your phones. And I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about how I feel about this market and why you very rarely see me covering, mobile JRPGs. You'll probably never see that, but never say never, right? And I also want to talk about how I'm sure I'm not the only one, but mobile games developers and or publishers are usually the ones that reach out to us YouTubers, or at least to me, the most. If a console JRPG publisher, reaches out to me, that's like, wow. It happens, but not too often. But when it comes to mobile games, I get like at least 4 or 5, emails per week, requests from these developers. Eventually, they give up, or sometimes it's not too often. For example, this week I've only received one offer. Maybe they're finally listening. Maybe they finally realized that this channel, I don't cover mobile JRPGs. And whenever they reach out to me, I ignore them. I don't even reply to them, right? Because it's pointless. Because everything is so offensive nowadays. You reply, "Hey, I'm not interested." They're probably gonna be offended. Let's not get into that. So anyway, I think the question is, am I against? I think most of you probably wonder, these companies or you guys, is Erick against the mobile gaming, the mobile market, Because I do get asked often, not as often as before, but still nowadays some people eventually, every now and then they ask me, "Hey, have you played this game or this other RPG?" And I'm like, "No, never heard of it." And they're like, "Oh, it was released for phones." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't play on phones. I don't play on my phone." But it's not like I've never played a single, game on my phone. I have, and only once. And the one particular game that I played on my phone, was Fire Emblem Heroes. That was 5 years ago, over 5 years ago. I think it was released on January 2017. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember the exact date. When I was in England. I was living in England. I was living in Nottingham. And I was playing Fire Emblem Heroes every day. Now, I wasn't paying anything, because it's a gacha game, right? It's a gacha game. You need to pay money to get better characters, get more orbs. Orbs are used to unlock characters and so on. Something like that. And the missions were like you can only use like 4 party members per mission, 4 characters against usually 3, 4, 5, 6 enemies, and that's it. Very short missions. You could, play these missions for like a minute. In 1 minute, the mission was over. The battle was over, and that's why it was so addictive, because it was also kind of easy. In fact, it was very easy, like incredibly easy. And I remember playing it every day, but you have like some kind of cooldown for getting more orbs. This is how gacha games work, I think most of them anyway, that they give you some free items, some free currency to get more characters or more skills or whatever, right? So per day or per a period of 12 hours or 8 hours. Every 8 hours you get more. And that's how they keep you playing it. So these games can go on forever, and you can play them free forever without paying. I played Fire Emblem Heroes for like 6 months, I think. 6 months? 5 or 6 months. Almost every day. Couple of times a day. And I remember, I didn't pay a single penny. Nothing at all. I didn't pay anything. I would just go there on the mornings, and a message will be there saying, hey, you got, 2 new orbs, 2 free orbs, or 5 free orbs for this achievement or that or whatever, for whatever reason. And I saved those orbs, or 5 battles so I can get more orbs. And when they were enough to summon a new character, because I'm a Fire Emblem hardcore fan. Okay, I was a target audience for this game. Getting, all characters from all the Fire Emblem games, fighting together, that was like, I was a target audience. And I know there's a Tales game like that, and there could be a Suikoden game like that one day, I hope not. Well, there was, Valkyrie, a Valkyrie game like that, and others, right? So, what happened was that after those 5 months, after playing this game, I realized, I kind of like opened my eyes and I said, you know what? This game sucks. This mechanic, this microtransaction bullshit, it sucks. It's garbage. I don't want to play this anymore because I got tired. It was the same over and over again. It was extremely repetitive. There was a back then, I'm pretty sure the game has improved by now, if it's still going. But you could only, there were only like 5 or 6 different map layouts. And the enemies were in the same positions, the same spots, or they will do the same. They have the same patterns over and over again. And I just got tired, all of my favorite characters, even the ones that I didn't like that much, were over leveled already, were capped. They couldn't level up anymore. So I was forced to use other characters, and so on until I was like, so this is bullshit. But then it got me thinking, why the hell did I play this game for 5 months? Well, one of the reasons is because I was living in England and I only had my PS3, my 3DS back then, were with very few games. Most of my games I had left here in Mexico, so I didn't have a lot to play or anything new to play. The games that I took with me, I had already beaten them. I was playing Soul Hackers. I was playing Soul Hackers on the 3DS, and it was in England where I beat it. But yeah, most of my gaming time was spent on Fire Emblem Heroes on my phone. And I just couldn't believe it, that's the day, when I stopped playing it, that's the day I realized it's just a very clever business. It's just very clever how these gacha features, how these microtransactions work, and how they keep you addicted to them because, like I said, it's all about the gameplay. There's barely any story in these gacha games. I'm talking about phone games. I haven't played Genshin Impact. I haven't played that game. I don't know if I have no idea. Right, but I know it's a gacha game. It works like that. It's a microtransactions game. And I just couldn't believe it, why it took me so long to ditch the game. And then I realized it was because of that. It was precisely because the game is not good. But it's kind of addictive, right? So why are these games so addictive to play? And I feel I don't want to compare them too much with MMORPGs, but I feel they're kind of similar. The big feature, the biggest highlight in MMORPGs is playing them online. With your friends or with random people from all over the world. Is anybody buffering here? Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna connect a cable, special cable. Okay, I'm back. That should do it, I think. It's the Ethernet cable. I'm back, everybody. I'm here. I hope it works. Yeah, so the anyway, let me know if you guys are buffering right or something. It's probably the streaming software. Well, I don't even know. But anyway, as I was saying, I think mobile games are cleverly designed to be as addictive as possible, but that doesn't make them necessarily good. Back then I was like, man, I really like this game. I really like Fire Emblem Heroes. But then after a while, I was like, I analyzed the game. The way I analyze them today, the way I play my JRPGs today, I play them and I think about them. I don't just mindlessly jump from one JRPG to another and that's it. And I don't just randomly write my scripts for my videos and that's about it. I don't do that. What I do is think about them, analyze them, digest them, and then determine if they were actually good or just addictive. And I think that's what happened to me back then with Fire Emblem Heroes. I thought about it, I analyzed the game, and I came to the conclusion that the game is actually pretty lame, boring. It sucks. It's a bad game, but it's addictive. I mean, it's cleverly done, but that's a gacha game. So I came to the conclusion that I don't like gacha games. Games with microtransactions. You need to pay money or to do these specific requirements to advance with the story. Okay? And, well, I'm not sure if I respect that model of business, but I'm also not sure if it's something like wrong. There is no right or wrong here. It's just a model of business. It's a market. It's what they do. Exactly, Mickey says gacha games aren't real video games. They're slot machines. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. This is gambling. This is exactly, it's a gambling machine. It's a slot machine. It's the same. You put money and you keep playing, and they aren't real video games. So Fire Emblem Heroes eventually for me felt like that. But then, so that's my posture on mobile gaming, on gacha games, on microtransaction games. I don't like them. That's why I don't like them. That's why I don't cover them. That's why I don't promote them or advertise them on my channel. Because like I said at the beginning of this stream, I do get a lot of emails from these developers and publishers saying, oh, this new game is coming out. And would you be interested in covering it or making, an advertisement out of it? I don't do that. I don't even advertise anything. You guys know me. I do get reached out by companies to advertise their products. And I'm like, hey, would you like to advertise this new brand of USB pen drives, And I'm like, I don't even reply to these people. I don't want to do that, I make money out of ads and Patreon. Or the donations here on my streams, That's how I make money, But just taking 30 seconds of my video and saying, hey, this new product is out, you can do this and that, and it's 30% off, so please buy it, thanks. Oh, this video is sponsored by, I respect the YouTubers who do that. I don't want to do that. So I usually ignore these emails. I usually ignore these people, these developers who reach out to me, asking me to promote their gacha game. I don't like that. I got reached out for Genshin Impact a long time ago when it was released. On the PS4, I got an email, from these guys, and I was like, I don't support gacha games because, like one of you guys were saying, these aren't real video games to me. I don't really, I respect the people who play them and enjoy them. I respect that, but it's just not something that I can, promote. I don't like it, and I don't respect that from myself. So anyway, and now Now let's talk about the real JRPGs in there. The ones that are not gacha games. The ones that are just regular real video games. Like, I don't know, the video game, my thumbnail, I'm not sure if it's a gacha game. It's Final Fantasy Brave X-Views, something like that. You know, I came in late. I'm late actually for this video, so I chose a random thumbnail about a mobile game. Fantasian, thanks. That's the one I was trying to remember. So, Fantasian is a good example on a full JRPG, a real video game for phones. So now you're wondering, okay, so we already know why you don't play, support, or stream, or whatever. You don't cover, or you don't play and don't like gacha games. Well, what about JRPGs? What's wrong with them? Well, that's an entirely different perspective. Those I respect. Those I respect. Final Fantasy Brave X-Views is a gacha game. Well, it's okay. It's just the thumbnail of my video. But it's just, I mean, how many? I mean, you guys know. Some of you play on your phones, right? Some of you play them. I want you guys to tell me right now how many legit JRPGs, not gacha games, how many true role-playing games are there for phones? How many of them? How many of them are not gacha? How many do not have microtransactions? You go here, you select the game, you pay for it, you download it, and you play it. And that's it. You don't have to pay anything else. How many of them are like that, for phones available? Because I really don't know. It's not like I know and I'm baiting you and I'm like, I told you, I knew. No. So I want you guys to tell me that, So there's, what, a lot? Not too many? Did you understand my question? I love the chat, how the people are talking about things that have nothing to do with the topic. Come on, guys. Well, anyway, the point is that, your question is probably why don't you play them? Okay, why don't you cover them? They are regular JRPGs. They're not gacha games. What's wrong with them? There's nothing wrong with them. That's the thing, I just don't like playing on my phone. So let's forget for a moment that gacha games and microtransaction games don't exist. This is just another portable console for people to play video games. Because there's a lot of exclusives. Fantasian is an exclusive for phones or for certain services where you can only play Fantasian on your phone. Can't play that game anywhere else. So why am I still against that? Well, it's not that I'm against that. It's just that I'm not interested. And there are many reasons why I don't like them and why I don't play them and why I don't support them. The first reason is because I am a console guy. I'm a guy that I was born on 85. The same year the NES came out. So when I was like 4 years old, 1989 or maybe 1990, I was playing Super Mario Brothers on the NES. I was playing Duck Hunt. I was playing games in cartridges like this. You just get the game, you put it on your console, you struggle with it, and then you blow like that, and you put it again, and it doesn't work, and after several minutes you make it work on your NES, and then finally it works, and you play the game, and that's it. You pay nothing, and that you play on your TV, and then I got my Game Boy. I had a Game Boy. Okay, and then you start playing, you put the cartridge, same deal. If it doesn't work, you blow on it, even though it's useless. But back then it wasn't, we didn't know that. Just people and other YouTubers proved that as if it was, useless. We all know it's useless. It's pointless to blow in your carts. But we used to do that a lot as kids. We thought that was legit. That will make the games work. So I come from that time, I'm not a hipster. I play modern JRPGs. In fact, today's topic was going to be about modern JRPGs versus retro RPGs, but I think most of us can agree they're all great, right? Maybe one day I'll come back with that topic. And I really want to to talk about this today. I know I promised a different topic. I think the topic for today was going to be what makes a great battle system. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget for, next time. But I really want to talk about this today because it's just impressive how a lot of the big names in the JRPG industry, just they seem to be focusing a lot on releasing games for this. And I get it, this must be huge in Japan. But all I see in the West is millions of people bitching about this. They're against this. They don't want to play their JRPGs in here. Okay, they want to play their JRPGs on Steam, on their computers, on their consoles, be it portable or on their TVs. They don't want to play their JRPGs in here. Why? I agree. I'm with you. I don't play JRPGs here. Even if they are legit, even if they're not gacha games, I don't play them like a lot of you. So, isn't it curious? Perhaps, we see a lot of people bitching about them because we people who complain or criticize the mobile market, are very vocal about it. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe there aren't millions of people complaining. Maybe there aren't even hundreds of thousands. Maybe they're just a few thousand people, a couple of thousand people, just bitching about it. And that's it. The rest of the world, not just Japan, the rest of the world is happy. They're playing JRPGs, These games, whether it's a gacha game or not, they usually get like 1 million downloads because they're free. You don't have to pay a single penny for them. It's like emulation. A lot of people, all they do is play on their phone. And there's a lot of people saying, these aren't real gamers. Well, I can see why, but they're playing video games. What's not to... why aren't these people gamers? They're gamers like you and me. They just play on a different system. But, I think we are the ones who are wrong. Not wrong, but, we are the ones who are part of a minority. I think it is the majority of people, especially in Japan, maybe, that are, supporting, mobile gaming a lot. And JRPGs are no different. Regular games are fine because you play them. You play a platformer, you play for like 40 minutes and you beat the game, maybe 2 hours. But what baffles me the most is that JRPGs are there. A lot of them. JRPGs are there. So you're going to play those 30, 40, 50 hour long games on your phone. And I know there's bigger phones, phones that their screens are bigger than the 3DS screen. Let's compare them. This is the XL. But the regular 3DS, it's smaller, right? So it has 2 screens. So which one is bigger? I think the one on the phone is bigger, right? Oh crap. You get the idea. It's bigger, right? So yeah. And there are bigger phones. This is a small phone nowadays. There are bigger phones, there are tablets, all these devices where you can play video games. So I get it, in reality we're part of a minority. We are the ones who are, missing out. I don't care. You wanna know why? Well, it's my other reason for not playing mobile gaming, for not playing video games on my phone, or especially RPGs. Because, just look at this. I have a lot of backlog. And I'm the type of gamer, and I know most of you are, that love to replay games every now and then, your favorites. Hey, I'm gonna play Suikoden 5 for like the 4th time, because I want to. And I already beat this game 3 times, level survivor, I'm gonna play it again. I have all these new games. But me, I'm a YouTuber. Okay, I get review codes, or I'm always looking for, certain offers. So the more new JRPGs, even if they're retro, even if they are NES RPGs, I just found out about one, It's called Tombs and Treasure by Falcom on the NES. It's an RPG on the NES. Yes, it's localized. It's not only in Japan. So I'm always trying to look out for new RPGs because that's my job. So I have it way worse than you guys do. All you guys do is, collect games or buy games or whatever, emulate, and that's it. You have a bunch of games on your backlog. But imagine me. I can't, continue milking over and over and over again the same JRPGs that I've already covered a million times. I need to, keep looking for new JRPGs. And with new, I don't necessarily mean modern, modern, retro, whatever. Old, new, not so old, not so new. I'm always looking for new stuff to cover in my videos. So, do you honestly believe I'll ever have the time to play mobile JRPGs? I have a shit ton of consoles to choose from. I have a PS4, a PS3, everything, And I'm looking forward to getting a Wii U. I'm trying to hunt down a Wii U for a reasonable price, so I can stream all my Wii RPGs that you can see right here, and I can play some Xenoblade Chronicles X. I know there's barely any JRPGs on the Wii U, but it's something new for me. By playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, I'll finally be able to rank all Xeno games from worst to best. I've been dying to do that, but I can't do that because I'm missing Xenoblade Chronicles X. So you see. But it's just endless. It isn't infinite, This is a much bigger world. This, has a much bigger catalog, I think, of video games, of JRPGs even. So I'm just. This is my world, guys. Console JRPGs, which is exactly the same reason why a lot of people ask, what about Steam? Have you played this game or that game? It's exclusive to Steam. I do get reached out a lot by Steam developers, by especially indie studios. Hey, this new game came out. Will you be interested in covering it? Oh yeah. Is it gonna be in the PS4? No, for now it's a Steam exclusive. Well, I don't play on Steam. I have nothing against Steam. Don't worry. This is different. I have things against mobile gaming and phones and whatever, but I have nothing against Steam. It's just like I said before, I just don't have time for it. And most Steam games, especially the ones that are kind of modern, they don't run very well on my computer. I need to get a better computer, and I will at some point. I am legitimately interested in covering Steam JRPGs one day, or PC games, I'm interested in that. But for the past several years, and including today, even the present, like I just mentioned, I just have a lot of backlog. I have enough video games, not just JRPGs, enough video games to keep me playing for the rest of my life on consoles. Even if I'm playing like 5 hours per day. I don't play 5 hours a day. I usually play, that should be an interesting topic for one day. How many hours do you play JRPGs a day of video games? I usually play like 2 hours. 2 hours. Or if I'm streaming something, that's make it 4 hours, right? But on my own free time, I usually play only for like 2 hours a day. An hour and a half. It depends on the game. Because sometimes you get these really addictive games, right? And you're like, man, this is very good. So you're there playing, 4 hours a day. 2 sessions. But when it comes to other games that are not that addictive, so you only play like 2 hours a day and that's it. That's what I do. So, that's pretty much it. I don't have time for this. If I start playing JRPGs on my phone, it'll never end. It's never gonna end, man. And I'm a console guy. And I've already developed a reputation in YouTube, for being a guy who covers console JRPGs. I very, very rarely or pretty much never cover Steam RPGs or phone RPGs. Never. Have you seen me doing that? Probably once maybe. Or maybe I said, this game I played on PS4 and it's available on Steam. I say that a lot, because I know a lot of you are interested in that. Or like, man, I don't have any consoles. I don't want to play on my consoles. Is that game released? Is that game Erick covering in his top 10 released on Steam? And then I say, it's released on Steam. Oh, yeah, so you go in Steam and you go to Steam and buy it and yeah. That's what you guys do, but it's not because I'm playing them on Steam. It's because I'm playing them on the PS4 or on the Switch. or because I played them on the PS3 or anywhere else, you know. So that's another reason why I think I don't play mobile JRPGs, you know, or Steam RPGs. But anyway, now let's forget about Steam. Let's talk about, you know, let's focus once again on mobile JRPGs. Now the final question is mobile JRPGs versus console or PC JRPGs. You know, which ones are better? Well, I'm gonna be honest, this is only my opinion, but this is the opinion of a guy who's only played one JRPG in his whole life on his phone. So it may not be a very valid opinion, but it's just an opinion, right? I think console or PC, Steam JRPGs are far superior to mobile JRPGs. But let me tell you my reasoning why. I don't need to play JRPGs on my phone to know that they are inferior. It's because I think most developers, the majority of the developers, it's pretty clear, crystal clear, that they put way more effort and way more talent and way more soul to their console releases than to their mobile releases. Because the majority of these JRPGs on the phones, you know, are gacha games. Or they have some microtransaction feature in there. And the ones that don't have them, you know, like Fantasian, I haven't played it. It's probably a wonderful game, right? But how many of them are there? You can't compare the JRPG, not gacha, forget about gacha, the legit JRPG library on a phone to the one on the PS4 or the PS2. Sure, maybe it's superior to the one on the Wii or the 360, right? But you know, Nintendo and PlayStation, it's just, you play your games in there, you play your JRPGs in those consoles, and they feel like true role-playing games. And here, they may not feel that way. Most of them. Like I said, there's probably a bunch of JRPGs that are badass here, and I'm missing out, and you're missing out too. But I think right now, the quality, the overall quality is superior in console or Steam. That's just my opinion, though. That's the way I see things. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you have any questions about this? Do you have an opinion about it? I think the chat's not working very well. You know, it stops every now and then I get a wall of comments. It's probably because of the connection. There we go. So yeah, that's my stance. That's where I stand when it comes to mobile gaming. Those are my reasons. If you've recently joined this stream, feel free to rewind the video and watch it from the beginning. That's what I believe. In conclusion, I don't like I don't like gacha games or microtransaction games at all, of any kind, not just JRPGs, of any kind. I don't like them, I don't care for them, I don't have a lot of respect for them. But when it comes to legit JRPGs, you know, games that are not gacha on phones, I don't play them not because I'm against them, but because I don't find them, they just don't have the same quality for me, you know, as the console releases. Or, you know, like I said, you know, I just have a lot of backlog, you know. Maybe if I didn't have a lot of backlog if they weren't a lot of JRPGs on consoles, you know, I will have nothing new to play, and then I will start playing on my phone. Maybe. I don't know. But that's the thing. And that's it. So what do you guys think? Which, I'm pretty sure most of you prefer console JRPGs. One thing I didn't address in this video is what you guys are saying right now. You emulate a lot in here. Well, I think that's an entirely different conversation. You know, emulation on your phone, I'm nothing to say in favor or against that. It's just another way for people to play older games, right? I can't criticize that, you know. I was talking about today's video was more about JRPGs being developed and released for phones, not emulation. Emulation is, if you can't emulate on your freaking microwave, you'll probably do that, or on your watch. you can emulate on your watch, you know, you'll probably do that, you know, that's just whatever, you know, that's just your preferred way to play games. Or maybe you don't have access to a PlayStation 1 or to a Super Nintendo, to a TurboGrafx, which is very expensive, you know, to an Atari Jaguar. So your preferred way to play those JRPGs or those games on the go is your phone. So that's emulation. I think that's an entirely different conversation. But anyway, my conclusion is I think JRPGs, console or PC JRPGs, Steam JRPGs are superior to mobile JRPGs. That's just my opinion, and that's why I don't cover mobile JRPGs. Perhaps I never will. Perhaps I will someday. Perhaps all consoles will die, and these will be the dominant. You know, the only way to play decent computers will be the only way to play new games. Who knows, right? And I'll have to adapt. You know, I'll be with a gray hair and a long beard saying, oh, I have this new phone that it's a transparent hologramic screen on my hand, on my watch. Just click a button and I play in there, you know? And I'm like, hey, top 10 JRPGs for the hologramic phones. Imagine that. Is that my future? We'll have to find out. So, alright everybody, that's it for today. That's it. A lot of interest in this video. Thanks for watching. You know, a lot of people were here. Too bad the chat didn't work very well for me. It just keeps acting up and fucking up. But yeah, anyway, this wasn't a Q&A. Next Q&A, next Sunday. Is it buffering? It's lagging? Thank you, Breath of the Wild. I'm not looking forward to Elden Cringe. Elden Ring, I'm not looking forward to it. I don't play Miyazaki games. I'm like, they're all the same. If I don't like one, I probably won't like the others. It's like people who don't play, I don't know, Fire Emblem. They play, I don't know, 1 or 2 Fire Emblem games and they don't like them and they're like, why bother with the rest? If they're all the same, right? Yeah, Miyazaki games, Souls games, you know, I'm not a fan, so yeah, I won't bother with Elden Ring at all. But thanks for asking and thanks for the donation. So, alright everybody, thanks for watching, and that's it. Leave your opinion. And, yeah, that's it. See you next time, guys.